Hi, it's time for a chime video. So look what I've got. This is a NuTone dinner chime. I have another one of these and I'll show you that at the end. I bought this one recently. I found it on eBay because I look every day on eBay. I bought it for a very specific reason. So let's look at it just a little bit in general and then I'll show you why I bought it. It's a 3-bar dinner chime, and the purpose of this apparently was, back in the old days, people would hold this in their hand and it would have a little mallet and chime people into dinner. I think it's a holdover from the day when people had servants and things like that, and it's kind of those days are gone, but it's a remnant from the past. This one's a very early one. It's in reasonably good condition, all things considered. The biggest problem with it is the grommets that hold the tone bars to it have all become very hard and brittle. This one's missing the grommets altogether. They're not even here, so this is just flopping around. And these are, you know, not held correctly, and so it's going to sound really bad. Not really what you expect. It doesn't have that melodious tone, as they would say in the catalogs from the earliest days. Why did I buy this? I bought this because of this. And I'll show you here. This is NuTone Chimes Incorporated, manufactured by NuTone Chimes Incorporated, 3rd and Eggleston Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. The original location where NuTone was founded. And recently, which was in the fall of last year, we actually made a trip to Cincinnati to visit a friend. And when we were there, we went and found the building that still remains at 3rd and Eggleston Avenue, which is down by the baseball stadium. See, I have a picture of it. I'll see if I can find it and put it in the video. Anyway, I wanted to buy this because it's something from the earliest days of NuTone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few minutes this morning and I'm going to take this apart and replace the grommets and see if we can figure out what it's supposed to sound like. So it's not very exciting watching me put grommets in it, so I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. So our NuTone dinner chime now has replacement grommets. And keeping in the best tradition of things, they are genuine NuTone grommets, although they are probably from 60 years later from when this was made. Very likely this was made sometime in the mid to late 1930s. And apparently, from the information I found out about it, it was available in 2 finishes. It's a textured brown or a textured black. Those were the 2 choices, and in 1939, if you bought one of these, it would have cost $4.74, which I suppose was quite a bit. Now, contrary to what some people may think, this is not a Westminster chime or a faux Westminster chime. This is simply a 3-note dinner chime. And what we have here is this is an actual original NuTone, what would be referred to in a patent that I found about a chime that had this included. This is a resilient chime hammer. Now, this is not the one that would have come with this. In the catalog page that I have, and I will put a link because we have it on our website that shows this, and I'll put a link in the video description down there to that page. It probably would have had a wooden handle and a larger diameter, sort of round, flat, probably could have been a felt disc or it could have been a rubber material. It doesn't really say, but it was different than this. This is from later on. This is a 3-note dinner chime, and if you ring it, and you think about it really carefully, and if you're probably over the age of 40, it's the 3 notes that you would commonly hearken back to the days of NBC. Now, there's some speculation about whether the 3 notes for the NBC chime were originated or NuTone came up with the idea. I don't think any of that's actually true. However, from what I've read, the 3 notes were GEC. So GEC, and GEC was for General Electric Corporation because General Electric Corporation founded RCA and RCA became NBC. or something like that. It's very complicated. There's a whole Wikipedia page about it if you want to read all of that, but it seems very complicated. This is not a faux Westminster chime, and I'm going to demonstrate what that means. So let's put this aside for a second, and we're going to take out this. So this is from 1989, and this is a NuTone 8-note short tube bar chime. It would be wrong to call this a Westminster chime because Westminster chimes have 4 different notes. And this one obviously only has the ability of 3 notes because it only has 3 tone bars. So it's a sort of faux Westminster chime. And I made a little diagram to show how it works so I can follow, because you have to get it right the first time. So listen carefully and let's see if I mess up at all or not. I think I got that right. Let's try it one more time. Oops, no, wait, sorry, that was wrong. This is not easy to do. This is not what I do for a living. I think that's right. Anyway, it's not a real Westminster chime. It's only got 3 notes, but it's played in an order that sort of simulates a Westminster chime. And these were never sold as Westminster chimes. So you can create the faux Westminster sound from a chime like this if you want to. You can't really do it with this because it doesn't really work. And I sort of tried to work it out, and we'll see how bad we are at this. So if we do it's off. I'm not a musical person, but it doesn't sound right to me, and it doesn't really sound like this one. So that really wasn't the purpose of it. It wasn't to imitate a Westminster chime. And for those of you who may not know, Westminster is the chime that plays on Big Ben in London. They're the ones that came up with it, I guess, originally. I don't know. There's probably a Wikipedia page about that too. Anyway, so it's a 3-note dinner chime from the late 1930s. It cost $4.74. Now, I have another one. This is the other one. This one, fancier box. It's called a Chimette. It's a model DC 595 in satin brass. And it says right here, NuTone Chimette, a gift for many uses. And one of the uses I read about for something like this is, or was, or maybe still is, these were used a lot on trains. And when it was time for you to go to the dining car to have your meal, the porter or conductor, or whoever it is that works on the train, would come in and chime you into the dining car. So that was another use for this. And if you look at these, they're very similar. You have the 3 resonating tubes, long, medium, and short, and long, medium, and short, and the 3 tone bars, long, short, and medium, also long, short, and medium. So it's a more modern day version of it. This is the one that the Resilient Chime Hammer came from. And if we ring it, this one, the grommets don't really fit as well. This is the way I got it when I acquired it, and somebody had replaced the grommets, and they're not really right. They're too thick, and they don't let the tone bars wobble enough. So for bar chimes to work well, you have to have the right amount of wobble on the tone bars. They have to be held in place, but they have to be free enough that you don't mute the way it sounds. And this one doesn't sound really as good as it should. That one seems a little flat. That one too. That one's probably the best of the 3, but it's the same basic idea. Of course, much fancier, has the satin brass finish, has the brass plated tone bars. These are not solid brass, these are steel with a brass coating on them, because these were used in other NuTone chimes, also the more expensive, fancier chimes. And if you clean these too much, you'll wear the brass finish off and you'll see the metal underneath, and that's not good. Don't do that. So this one actually sounds better. So a serious blast from the past for a NuTone dinner chime from about 1939 that was made at 3rd and Eggleston Avenue, the original home of NuTone, when the founder of the company, Mr. Corbett, started making door chimes. This is one of the original products that was made right in Cincinnati, Ohio. I hope you found this interesting, and maybe for someone it will be helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that helps us just a little bit. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell, and when you click on the bell, click on it to receive all notifications, and every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. That's all for today. See you on the next video.